Good morning. So, I tried to record this earlier and too many distractions. So, I thought, you know what? I'm going to keep the initial message very short, and then that way we'll go ahead and move on to where we need to go, which is the future or the present. You got to stay in the present first, right? So, originally I was talking about letting the past go and how I had thought I had closure for all of that, never realizing that I didn't have that closure, and I kept holding on to things in an energetic way because you'd be surprised how much you are looking at the past without looking at the past just by the energy you put into it. You don't have to be looking for anybody, you don't have to be talking to them. You don't have to be thinking about them. When you send energy that direction in any way, thinking about the past, events that have already happened, you're still giving energy to that moment. So, excuse me. So when you look at it in the sense that you want to let go of something, here's the secret of how to do it. You have to consider where you're at, focus on your daily moment. Don't put any thought into, well, he or she did this to me, he or she said that to me. Because I've mulled over things in my head for years of starting with my parents, classmates, teachers, preachers, doesn't matter. There's always something that my energy was leaking towards. So when you're this vessel, right? You are your energy source. But when you're letting that leach out, just imagine imaginary cords of what you're tying yourself to. And when you tie yourself to these things, you start getting where you can't go forward. You want to go backwards, but you can't go backwards. You can't live in the present because you're being pulled in so many different directions that you can't even focus on where you're at. So you got to start focusing. And this is something I'm having to tell myself, especially today. I don't know. I woke up and I was like, December 1st, new day, new way. We're going to make it. We're going to do this. This is an exciting day. But I've had so much anxiety, so much stress, so much going on right now. And as exciting as it is to get to move, it's very stressful of all the things you've got to do to get to that point. And I've had to cram it all into basically like 4 days and still haven't packed up anything. But it's okay. It's okay. We're going to make it. And I have to keep telling myself, just breathe. But the one thing that helped me open up my eyes today, I'm not gonna lie, I even hit the snooze button. I was still early to work. Don't know how that played out. But the one thing that helped me was realizing I don't have to put anything into the past. I don't have to think about it anymore. I don't have to look at my glory days. And I remember when my dad's told me a lot of story about his glory days or his fun and exciting days. And I remember when he talked about those days, he was really depressed. There was no excitement left in life. And I kept thinking, I don't want to be like that. And I tried really hard not to focus on my past. So if you're somebody who's hanging on to your glory days, that touchdown you made in high school that won the game, or like me, that drill team you were on and you won grand champion, or that time you were the boss at that one company and you were living life like a royalty. Those are your glory days. But you also have your trauma days, right? Those things that happened to you and you felt victimized. So instead of thinking about those days, consider today, because today is all we've got. And it's funny because I've sat here and I've said all these things, and I even had to get onto myself this morning. Like, you say the things but it's almost like I give them away is how it felt. that once I start speaking on them, those practices become harder and harder to do because life gets busier and busier. More things are flowing in and out of my life, and it's trying to keep with the flow, but at some point when you're stuck in the past and you're worried about the future, you're battling the current. So now you're becoming just like being whipped around and hitting the rocks and falling off the cliff and just always feeling like, I don't know if I'm going to make it. And yesterday I was at a point, hold on, sorry about that. So, hold on, I'll get back to that. So yesterday I was in a mindset of I give up. I don't care anymore. Past was flooding at me and dealing with a lot of emotions that were boiling up. I honestly could not stop crying yesterday. And I've heard a lot of people are going through this as well. So if you are, my heart goes out to you, and just remember, it's going to be okay. You're going to make it. I promise you. You just have to try to release what is holding you back. And I know that seems easier said than done. It is easier said than done because I've been battling that myself for many years, and I've been hiding it from people. And I actually figured out that I've been okay being alone for the specific reason I didn't want anyone to get close enough to me to realize that there was a lot going on in my head, and then I would feel judged. So I would stay in unhealthy relationships. I would have toxic friendships. I would stay in jobs that didn't serve me because I was too busy thinking about how I was hurt and looking at my kids and feeling bad for them, that this is the life they get, stuck with me, right? But it's not always going to be bad, I promise you. You just have to have faith, have hope. It will get better. And the only way it will get better is if you can let go of the past and stop thinking so much about the future and live in the one moment you have, which is right now. It's a gift. It's called the present. So, short little message just to hopefully inspire whoever needs to hear this right now, because I needed to hear it yesterday, and I actually heard a lot of things that helped me get back on my path to go, remember to smile. Remember to breathe. It's going to be okay. You know, live in the sunshine. Smile at the flowers. See the beauty around you, because the world is a great place. It's just a lot of us have toxic traits that don't allow us to see the beauty around us. So, sending you lots of love and light, hugs, kisses, and wishing you happy healing. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.